Hello everyone, welcome to this video series on Java Lab. So this week we are going to discuss about inheritance and method overloading. So in this video, let's look at the theory related to these concepts. So first of all, let's look at what is inheritance. So before that, uh, if this video helped you to clear the concepts, please like this, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for notifications regarding latest videos. All right. So first, let's look at the definition of inheritance. So inheritance can be defined as deriving properties and behavior of one class to another class. Okay. So I think all of you are familiar with the concept of what is properties and what is behavior of class, right? So let me recall those things. So whatever you are seeing on the slide right now, this is the representation of a class. So we represent a class diagrammatically like this rectangle. Okay. So there are three compartments in the box, right? First one is the class name. Second compartment contains the properties, and the third compartment contains the methods. Okay, so the class name is account, and the properties of the account class are name, balance, and email. Similarly, the methods which are available in the account class are deposit, withdraw, and close. Okay, so these three things are properties. Okay, and these three things are combinedly called as behavior of a class. So there are three properties in the account class, and there are three methods in the account class. Okay, so all the methods are collectively called as the behavior of a class. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, I think now the definition is clear, right? Deriving properties and behavior of one class to another class, right? Okay, now we have a little bit of terminology here in the inheritance. So what is the terminology is, so since we are deriving from one class to another class, there are two elements here, right? Two classes here. So the class from which we are deriving, okay, that is known as superclass. Okay, the class from which we are deriving the properties and behavior, that class is called as superclass. And the other class into which we are deriving is called as subclass. Okay, so the class from which we are deriving the properties and behavior is called as superclass, and the class into which we are deriving those things is called as subclass. Okay, so don't worry, in the coming few slides you will see the example, then you will understand this, it will be clear. Okay, one more point regarding the inheritance. So the inheritance relationship has other names also. So it is generally called as easy relationship. Okay, inheritance is called as easy relationship, or it is also called as generalization specialization relationship. Okay, so inheritance has two other names. One is easy, another one is generalization specialization relationship. Okay, now let's look at the example. So you have already seen this. We have one class called account. So this represents a bank account. Okay, so a person will have one or more accounts, right? So for the account, we are maintaining some information like the name of the person, balance the person has in the account, and the email of the person. Okay, and what you can do on the account, you can deposit money into the account, you can withdraw money from the account, or you can decide to close the account. Okay, right. Now we have one more class, a new class called savings account. So I think all of you know about this savings account, right? So generally all the people will have a savings account in the bank to save their money. okay, and use the money for various purposes. Okay, so if you see here, there is an arrow from savings accounts to the account class, right? So the arrowhead is pointing towards account. Okay, so when you have an arrow from one class to another class like this, so the arrowhead points to super class, and on the tail of the arrow you have subclass. Okay, it is very easy to understand what is a super class and what is a subclass from a diagram. So whenever you see this arrow, the arrowhead always points towards super class, and on the tail you have subclass. Okay, so now you see this. So this is inheritance. So we represent inheritance in the diagram like this. Okay, so we represent inheritance between two classes in a diagram like this using the arrow. Okay, now if you see the savings account, we have interest and transactions limit. Okay, so savings account, when you save money in the savings account, you will get interest on that money, maybe quarterly or half yearly or per year, you will get some interest. Okay, and also usually there is a limit on the number of transactions you can perform on your savings account. It is not unlimited, so there is some kind of limitation. Okay, and let's say on the savings account you have one method called as check balance to check how much money you have in your account. Okay, now if you see the definition of inheritance, so it is saying that deriving properties and behavior of one class to another class, right? So what is the meaning of this? So even though savings account has only interest and transaction limit, since it is inheriting from the account class, all these three properties are also available in savings account. Even though if you didn't create them, they are already automatically available. Similarly, these three methods are also available in savings account. Okay, so how many properties are there in savings account? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many methods are there in the savings account? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there are 5 properties and 4 methods. So this is the beauty of inheritance. There is no need to create the same things again and again. Okay, right? Now let's see one more kind of account. This time it is called as current account. Generally business people and entrepreneurs will have these kind of accounts, current account. So the minimum balance for maintaining a current account is little bit high than savings account. In some cases savings account does not require any minimum balance also, it can be zero. But in a current account you have to have some minimum balance like 10,000, 20,000, something like that. Okay, and I have created one more method called withdraw for current account. So if you see here, there is inheritance relationship between current account and account. So again, this is super class and current account is subclass. Okay, so a lot of people make this mistake. They think that uh, the properties and behavior are coming from current account into account. No, it is the reverse. Okay, you have to be careful here. So the properties and behavior comes from account to current account and also from account to savings account. Okay, I think it is clear now what is inheritance. Okay, so again, how many properties are there in current account class? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many methods are there in current account class? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 properties and 4 methods. Now you might be getting a doubt that the name of this method and this method is same. Okay, now what is this? So we will discuss this point in the coming few slides. Don't worry, just keep it in mind. We have the same method in account class as well as current account class, right? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so here is the terminology. So the account class is called as superclass, or you can also call it as base class, or you can also call it as parent class. And the current account class as well as savings account class, you can call them as subclasses or derived classes or child classes. Okay, just different names, that's all. Okay, now why do we need inheritance? So why do we use inheritance in the programs is it allows programmers to create an hierarchy of classes. Okay, so what is a hierarchy? So this is the hierarchy. So all of you know that hierarchy means tree. Okay, so there is a root node and there are children, child nodes. Okay, so one thing is it allows us to create hierarchy of classes. So what do you get from this hierarchy? What is the benefit of this hierarchy? Okay, the benefit is when you are moving downwards the hierarchy, specialization increases, right? And while you are moving upwards from child to root, generalization increases, right? So when you are moving down the hierarchy like this, specialization increases. So savings account is a special kind of account, right? Similarly, current account is a special kind of account. Okay, but if you go in the reverse direction from child to root, generalization increases. So account is a general kind of class when compared to savings and current. It represents all kinds of accounts. So account represents both savings account as well as current account. Okay, so that is the benefit of, that is the reason why we use inheritance to create hierarchies. Now, how do you implement inheritance in programs? Okay, how do you represent or implement inheritance in Java programs? So it is done by using a keyword which is called as extends. Okay, by using extends keyword, we will represent or implement inheritance. So we will see how to do that in the next video where I give the demo. Okay, right. Now, what are the advantages of inheritance? So first advantage is reusability. Okay, uh, so if you see here, I already told you savings account has all these things, right? By default, savings account has all these things because of inheritance. So I am reusing the things which are already created. So this is reusability. Okay, and second one is extensibility. So again, what we are doing here, we are extending this general class and we are creating a new class called savings account, and we are adding some more things like interest, transaction limit and check balance. So this is called extensibility. Okay, using already created things and creating new things, that is called extensibility. And it also allows data hiding. So for this we will use an access specifier called protected. Okay, just remember this. So I am not going to discuss about this access specifier, but just remember this. Data hiding is achieved in inheritance by using protected access specifier. And the third beautiful thing, I mean the fourth beautiful thing, advantage of inheritance is overriding, or more specifically saying method overriding. Okay, which I am going to discuss in the next slide, right? Okay, so before going to method overriding, a small tip for you. So in Java, all the classes are already created in the form of a hierarchy. They are already using inheritance between different classes, and the root node or the superclass for all the classes in Java is object. Okay, so this is a famous question that is asked in MCQ question that is asked with respect to Java. Dash is the superclass for all classes in Java. The answer is object. Okay, right. Now the second part, method overriding. So you already learned method overloading, right? Now this is another thing called method overriding. Okay, so first let's see what is method overriding. So now for method overriding to happen, you should have inheritance. Okay, you should be using inheritance. So you in inheritance you will be having two or more classes, right? Like for example, here this is inheritance. You have how many classes? One, two, three. Okay, you have three classes here. Similarly, whatever inheritance you are using, you will have two or more classes in the hierarchy. Okay, so if it is such a case, and you are having a method with same signature in these classes, then we can say that there is method overriding. Okay, it's simple. So whenever you are using inheritance and there are two or more classes, and you are creating the same method with same signature in all those classes, then that is called as method overriding. Okay, so don't get confused. In the demo it will be clear when I am showing you the code, right? Okay, so previously when I was showing you this diagram, I told you to remember this, right? There is a withdraw method in account class as well as withdraw method in current account. So this is the same method with the same signature. Signature means the method name and the number of parameters and type of parameters should be same. Okay, same signature means the method name should be same as well as the number of parameters and the types of parameters should be same. They should not be different. Same, they should be same. Okay, right. And so when you have multiple methods like this, that is you have withdraw in the parent class and you have withdraw in the child class, and now if you are creating an object for this subclass or child class, and using this object, if you are calling this withdraw, which method will execute? Okay, I already told you this withdraw is also available in the child class, right? So which one is going to execute? That is the problem. So what will be happening is the child class method or the subclass method will execute. Okay, so this is not going to execute, this will be executed. So this concept is called as method overriding. uh, so when you call a subclass method, so it is going to override the superclass method and it is going to execute. Okay, so that is method overriding. So finally, so method overriding is possible only under certain things. So what are those things? What are the prerequisites that should be satisfied is there should be inheritance. Okay, and both the superclass and subclass should contain a method with the same signature. Okay, like this, superclass and subclass should contain the method with the same signature. Okay, so I hope the concept of inheritance as well as the concept of method overriding is clear. So in the next video we are going to see a demo on implementing inheritance and method overriding. So I am going to convert this diagram into code. Okay, so see you in the next video. Thank you.